Good morning, beautiful people of planet Earth and all other interdimensional entities across the multiverses. Let's just include everybody, all life forms, wherever they exist and whichever dimension they exist in. May they be benevolent and look upon us with kindness, the more advanced beings that they must shake their heads when they look at Earth and the world we have created. I just read an article about PFAS being in our blood and our umbilical cords pretty much everywhere, and a third state of the United States is suing, I forgot the name of the company, 3M and, bugger, it already blew out of my mind. Let me just navigate to that. DuPont. I don't need to navigate. I just remembered. Thank the goddess. But the writer, he's a lawyer, and I don't agree with a lot of his politics. But he wrote about the mRNA failings with Moderna recently, causing respiratory problems in young children. Duh! I said all along, don't do it. Don't give it to your kids. Anyway, they're messing with us. They are messing with us if we're not already bearing intense toxic loads with the PFAS coming up from our carpets and our food and pretty much everywhere in our environment. It's a terrifying thought, people of Earth. So, what are we going to do about it? And 3 states of the United States are suing, or have sued, or in the process of suing, but it's really not going to be enough. It will have to be a multi-pronged attack from everyone across the globe. Stop fucking poisoning our babies and our environment with things that you know long term are dangerous. Probably not just for human life either, but all life. Mama T has spoken. Anyway, send this message out to all sentient beings across the earth. Unfortunately, all other sentient beings apart from humanoids are incapable of effecting change and are dependent on us to keep our earth clean and pristine and healthy. It's a terrifying thought. That snake in my garden depends on us. My bird Charlie depends on us. All the birds, all the fish in the ocean, or even all the insects. God, imagine, we complain about the mosquitoes biting us, but imagine what they're absorbing from our toxic loads into their little tiny bodies that they're having to somehow transmute and transmogrify. It's a terrifying thought when you really think about it. Anyway, greetings from Titania's realm at sacred space, where we live by the truth, for the truth, and of the truth, and sometimes die from our own truth, because the truth, people of Earth, remains the truth no matter how fucking unpalatable it might be. And I'd rather live in truth, quite frankly, as a long-term chronic trauma survivor. The truth really does set you free. However, the concurrent madness of our world, from all of us bearing toxic poison loads, not of our own choosing, but inflicted on us by multinational companies with their incessant greed and corruption. They knew, by the way, as early as the 60s, that those chemicals were forever chemicals and were causing birth defects in their pregnant employees. It's heinous what has been done. Absolutely heinous. What's Mama T going to do about it? Speak about it and dance it out tonight. That's all you can do. Just keep living your best life and wrest joy from whatever's left of it, and love the ones you love and who love you back, even for my revolutionary, alternative, anarchistic, chaotic kind of furies at times. Speak the truth, write the truth, live in truth, hold your head up high, hold your line, never ever let the bastards grind you down. Although it's too little too late for most of us in my age group. We carry lots and lots of toxic loading now, some of which will not ever be eradicated from our bodies until we actually die. It's a very chilling, frightening thought. Very chilling and frightening. Mama too should be making love to a beautiful man, just immersing herself in pure, romantic, passionate love, living fully and vibrantly. But I can't because I won't sell myself out to just any fucking one. Deserve better than that. Is it the poison speaking, or is it my fierce warrior goddess who knows what she deserves speaking? I can never quite tell. My psychiatrist comforted me on Wednesday. He says, "You are so loved, Tanya. Have no doubts and fears. Just carry on dancing no matter what," he said. Let everything fall into its own equilibrium. He didn't actually say that, I'm saying that. But he said, you are loved. And he looked at me himself with such immense love. Oh, isn't it lovely? This crazy old chook on a disability pension and housing commission had a bad night last night with my breathing, 6.9 events per hour. It's a lot. Fuck. Well, anyway, I'm still fighting every day with words, with energy, with heart, with what's left of my mind, with my sanguinosis. It's a term I was gifted by Thomas Sheridan's channel, sanguinosis. It's a good word. Remain sanguine in your gnosis, honeys. Don't always agree with his politics either, since he's another, fan of the orange man, but what can you do? We're all poisoned and brainwashed and stupefied in varying degrees. It's a sliding scale. Which end of the spectrum you choose to align with. I align with none of it. Frankly, I don't live in your world, you live in mine. It's a pity I can't provide for myself adequately. I really wouldn't participate in your world at all. I tell you what I have done though recently. I have unsubscribed from every politician that sends me emails right across the political spectrum. Don't send me emails, don't send me letters. You betrayed my human species. You were all complicit. And you are all, in my view, greedy, corrupt, obfuscating, cowardly vermin. Now I could suck up to you and have my house painted and have my house kept in pristine order. I notice they do less and less and less for me since they found out how much I complain about my own government. Well, you know what? Doesn't matter, because the truth remains the truth. Babies being born with birth defects from PFAS, and babies between the age of 0 and 8 having respiratory issues from the current Moderna experimentations that they're doing. Are you fucking kidding me? That you even gave it to young children is horrifying. But that they're continuing with it, having to withdraw it because the children are suffering serious respiratory issues. Do you know what it's like to grow up with serious respiratory issues, you're looking at one. It's why I'm a bit squidgy to this day. I had to learn to live subpar with not enough oxygen. I've been living like that by choice for 21 years with my sleep apnea. Now I've got the treatment for the sleep apnea, it's not even fucking working. Oh, the irony. Am I going to panic? No. I survived this long. Without it, I can survive this long. With or without it, it's up to the gods how long I remain on planet Earth. I don't even have a say in it. Literally, several occasions. That was proven to me over and over again. It's why I'm a shaman, people of Earth. When you don't even have a say in your own death, you know that you are here for a reason, even if it doesn't make a lot of sense to me either. Maybe just so I can make these zany videos and freak you all out, but it'll get you thinking. It'll get you thinking about how much you need to value your own life and surround yourself with the kind of people that you are proud and happy to be surrounded with. People who vibe with you and include you and are proud and happy to have you in their lives too. Hopefully you're equals intellectually, artistically, musically, academically. Even then when I used to be surrounded with academic types back in the day when I was a religious reformed Jew on boards and contributing to my community. Thinking that I was surrounded by equals, was I persecuted and backstabbed and maligned for decades. So be careful who you surround yourself with, is what I'm saying. If there's not one single solitary humanoid, bipedal, five stuff, there's a word for that. A human form with a head and 2 arms and 2 legs. The Vitruvian man comes to mind. Leonardo da Vinci knew his stuff. Way ahead of his time he was. Probably communicating with the gods as well. But anyway, if you can't find one person to align with you mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, philosophically, then we are herd animals in a way. We are very much herd animals, social animals. But it's okay to walk alone, stand alone, fight alone, be alone. It's not the end of the world. You'll grieve for a long time and you'll suffer for a long time, but one day will come a time when you realise it's the only reason you're still alive. You didn't surround yourself with ignoble, treacherous, low entity, corrupt, filthy humans. And you'll know when life starts to smooth out and become beautiful for you, because you'll look around and you'll see the people that are in your life are there because they included you, they welcomed you, they invited you. They might not always completely get you, but you have been immersed in love and brought into a community or a tribe that chooses you for the first time in your goddamn natural life. I know, I'm still coming to terms with it all, really. I still have difficulty trusting in it all, to be honest, given my background up until only 2015, which was what, 7 years ago now? 9 years ago. 9 fucking years it's taken me to finally be loved and included. And why was that? Because I stuck to my truth and told everyone, preserve your human body in as much of a pristine state as we can, given we're bearing heavy toxic loads now. All of us, even babies born now. It's a terrifying thought. But we've survived this long and we will continue to survive until such time as these companies are prevented from poisoning all of us. And then we'll just have to deal with the residual damage that's already in our environment that we can't clean up because they're forever chemicals. I wonder how much of that is kind of negativity and fear-mongering though, because plastics have been known to be broken down now by various microbes and organisms. So it might actually just be a little bit of scaring the pants off us, fear-mongering, doom and glooming. I mean, the man's pro, the orange man is capable of anything, capable of twisting the narrative into something terrifying to keep us all on edge and petrified. It's nothing like a good loose feed for a psychic vampire. Keep you afraid and tortured and dumbed down by fear and acopic, so you don't dare rise up and fight back because you don't have the emotional equipment left quivering in your jocks, or the equivalent if you're a woman. So yes, I'm thinking about that now. I might have just bought into someone else's bullshit. But no, babies being born with birth defects is not bullshit. That's serious, people of Earth. If you can't protect your own silly self, at least try to protect your progeny, since they're the future. They're the next generation. They're the survivors, hopefully thrivers of the next generation, and the one after that, and the one after that, if you haven't impacted on their fertility too much. Anyway, in Titania's realm, the weather's always perfect. Humans are always good and kind and noble and honouring of each other as a species. Peace reigns across all vortices of time and space, in all dimensions, and especially on our Earth, which greatly needs that too. The Tanya is well oxygenated and doesn't have sleep apnea anymore. And she has her tribe and her sacred, most beloved, most honouring partner, lover, friend, companion, soulmate, the one. And everyone lives happily ever after. Oh, sweet, isn't it? I sound sarcastic, but it is actually what I'm aiming for. Probably can't control the peace in all the realms and the weather always being perfect, but I can aim towards having at least a loving partner one day. As in reality, that is with me and only me, by his own free will choices. Anyway, beautiful tree out there, it's all red. Is that the Poinciana? It's a strange shape, that can't be right. They're normally spread out that way. They might have pruned it. Anyway, I do love the Poinciana trees when they bloom, and the jacaranda trees when they bloom too, and they're all purple and lovely. So you see, there's loveliness to be found in our world, even if we're all toxic and toxified. So, let us continue on with the tale of Prince Sayf Al-Muluk, or Muluk, or Malachi, whatever his name, how you pronounce it. I've probably been pronouncing it wrong this whole time, and all my Muslim audience just scratching their head, but please forgive me, you don't know what you don't know. And we were at the part of the story which was getting pretty juicy actually. I hesitated to break it up, but 2.5 hours was long enough yesterday, and I was actually very tired yesterday. It's weird because I slept a long time last night, but had less, lots more events of not breathing, but I feel less tired. So I'm not joking how my body, mind and spirit goes into supercharge when I'm oxygen deprived, and it's kind of like fighting death, I guess. I actually overcompensate. But I'll probably have to have a nap this afternoon because I want to go dancing tonight and I'll need to preserve energy. But anyway, we're at the part in the story where Sayf Al-Muluk had come upon a man at a building whose ordinance was 1 brick of gold and 1 of silver. It was on a mountain top. He saw lots of apes and he was terrified. But they came down to meet him and they signed to him to go up to this castle of gold and silver. And he went in, and the castle had all manner of rarities, jewels and precious metals, it says here, such as the tongue faileth to describe. And he meets this young man who it says he was cheered by the sight, for there was no human being but he in the castle. So the stranger says to him, "Who art what is thy name, and of what land art thou, and how camest thou hither? What's your name? Where you from? How'd you get here?" Reasonable questions to ask. "Tell me thy tale, and hide from me naught thereof," answered the prince. So here we go. 25 pages we're going to read now. 27 yesterday. Answered the prince, "By Allah, I came not hither of my own consent, nor is this place of my intent. Yet I cannot but go from place to place, till I win my wish." Quoth the youth, "And what is thy object?" And quoth the other, "I am of the land of Egypt, and my name is Sayf Al-Muluk, son of King Asim bin Safwan." And told him all that had passed with him from first to last. Whereupon the youth arose and stood in his service, saying, "O King of the age, I was erst in Egypt, and heard that thou hadst gone to the land of China. But where is this land, and where lies China land? Verily, this is a wondrous thing, and marvellous matter," especially since he was way off course because he was trying to get to Babel in Babylon. I still find it kind of funny. Anyway, they didn't have GPS in those days though, let's be fair. And it's a fairy tale. I mean, even Moses and the children of Israel wandered around in a desert for 40 years when all they needed to do was go in a direct line, so a whole generation could die and not remember that they were slaves. Goes the story, but really, Moses, who was meant to be a prince of Egypt, well educated, one would think he would have known exactly where he was going. Oh, the irony. This getting lost in space thing's a bit of a theme in narratives and stories, isn't it? Are you feeling lost in space right now? Wake up and smell the coolness. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Right here, right now. Isn't that delightful? Helps to be a bit mad though, doesn't it? It really does. Answered the prince, Sooth thou speakest, but when I left Chinaland, I set out, intending for the land of Hind, and a stormy wind arose, and the sea boiled, and broke all my ships. Brief, he told him all that had befallen him, till he came thither. Whereupon quoth the other, O king's son, thou hast had enough of strangerhood and its sufferings. Alhamdulillah, praised be Allah, who hath brought thee hither. So now do thou abide with me, that I may enjoy thy company till I die. I'm a bit pissed off. I've just discovered in the garden that my lawnmower men have killed my pomegranate tree. Completely ripped it up and then just plonked it down, hoped I wouldn't notice. Maybe it wasn't there, maybe it was the turkey, but no, the turkey wouldn't have just put it back in its place, would it? Anyway, this is what you're dealing with when you have to invite strangers onto your land to mow regularly. They broke a pot and they killed a tree. That's the damage I've only noticed so far. By the gods. But I must be grateful because I can't do the job myself. So I have to put up with these annoyances. So now do thou abide with me. It's weird though, because the other Muslim men that did the job for 3 years didn't kill any plants or break anything. I want Abdul back. Abdul, come back to Mama T. I don't have any say in it since I can't increase his pay or make his life any easier. He's a good man though. Managed to do that job for 3 years without fucking it up. Dear goddess. Anyway. I mean, you kind of have to laugh. It's like being caught between a rat and a rattlesnake. So now do thou abide with me, that I may enjoy thy company till I die. When thou shalt become king over this island, to which no bound is known, and these apes thou seest are indeed skilled in all manner of crafts, and whatso thou seekest here shalt thou find. Replied Sayf Al-Muluk, O my brother, I may not tarry in any place till my wish be won, albeit I compass the whole world in pursuit thereof, and make quest of every one. So, peradventure, Allah may bring me to my desire, or my course lead me to the place wherein is the appointed term of my days, and I shall die my death. Then the youth turned with a sign to one of the apes, and he went out and was absent a while, after which he returned with other apes girt with silken zones. They brought the trays and set on near 100 chargers of gold and saucers of silver, containing all manner of meats. Then they stood, after the manner of servants between the hands of kings, till the youth signalled to the chamberlains, who sat down, and he whose wont it was to serve stood, whilst the 2 princes ate their sufficiency. Then the apes cleared the table and brought basins and ewers of gold, and they washed their hands in rose water, after which they set on fine sugar and nigh 40 flagons, and each a different kind of wine, And they drank and took their pleasure and and made merry and had a fine time. And all the apes danced and gambolled before them, what while the eaters sat at meat, which when Sayf Al-Muluk saw, he marvelled at them, and forgot that which had befallen him of sufferings. Just saw something flick up. No, I must have imagined it. At nightfall, they lighted waxen candles in candlesticks of gold, studded with gems, and set on dishes of confections and fruits of sugar candy. I wonder who prepared all this food. They're stuck in a kind of desert island with a mountain. It's odd. It's a fairy story, Tanya Aarons. It's a fairy story. Okay, yes, I have to remember this. Know when you're living in a fairy story, none of it's real. So they ate. And when the hour of rest was come, the apes spread them bedding and they slept. And when morning morrowed, the young man arose, as was his wont, before sunrise, and waking, Sayf Al-Muluk said to him, Put thy head forth of this lattice, and see what standeth beneath it. So he put out his head, and saw the wide waste, and all the wold filled with apes, whose number none knew save Allah Almighty. Quoth he, Here be plenty of apes, for they cover the whole country. But why are they assembled at this hour? Quoth the youth, This is their custom. Every Sabbath all the apes in the island come hither, some from 2 and 3 days' distance, and stand here till I awake from sleep and put forth my head from this lattice, when they kiss ground before me and go about their business. So saying, he put his head out of the window, and when the apes saw him, they kissed the earth before him and went their way. Sayf Al-Muluk abode with the young man a whole month, when he farewelled him and departed, escorted by a party of nigh 100 apes, which the young man bade escort him. They journeyed with him 7 days, till they came to the limits of their islands, when they took leave of him and returned to their places, while Sayf Al-Muluk fared on alone over mount and hill, desert and plain, 4 months' journey, one day an hungered, the next satiated, now eating of the herbs of the earth, and then of the fruits of the trees, till he repented him of the harm he had done himself by leaving the young man, and he was about to retrace his steps to him, when he saw something black afar off, and said to himself, Is this a city or trees? But I will not turn back till I see what it is. So he made towards it, and when he drew near, he saw that it was a palace, tall of base. Now he who built it was Japhet, son of Noah, on whom be peace. And it is of this palace that God, the Most High, speaketh in his precious book, whenas he saith, And an abandoned well, and a high builded palace. Sayf Al-Muluk, Malaki, I have to stick to one pronunciation even if it's wrong. Sayf Al-Muluk